It's showtime. All right, I'm just being a little creepy. Hey, yo, welcome back to the Fans Nest. This is episode 6. I can't believe I've survived 6 weeks of doing this. 6 weeks. And if this is your first time, welcome to the show. If you're watching on YouTube live right now, thank you so much for joining. This is not easy to do, weekly. I could see it now where I'm gonna have to probably pre-record some shows. Yeah, either way, you could always rewatch these shows on YouTube, or you could always go to any podcast app and listen from there. I'm everywhere. I promise. I'm everywhere. That was creepy too. I'm not trying to be creepy today. um, but yeah, where to watch? You could watch on YouTube, youtube.com. I think it's youtube.com/ the at symbol the fans nest with a PH. And if I have to tell you it's with a PH, I still have no idea how you got here, because that's the only way you could get here is if you spell it with a PH, like Philly. um Yeah, you could also join in on the conversation live. All you got to do is go to the YouTube stream, go to the YouTube live stream, go into the live chat. You could conversate with me. I'll put your comments on the screen so everybody could read you. If you have any questions or whatever, bam, there we go. I also want some guests. I want a guest. I want callers. I really want callers. I'm still trying to figure out an easier way to do it though. Previously, I've had a link for people to join in if they wanted to, but I know it's not that easy. Usually, people are just. It's easier for people to text or even make a phone call. So I want to look into that even deeper, because it's not that easy. Um, which brings up my next point. I am looking for uh, weekly co-hosts. I think it would be a little easier too. Um, what I mean by that is, every week I want a different co-host every week to join in the conversation. I mean, it could be you could do this multiple times. I'm not saying like, hey, this is your only shot to co-host with me. We could do this, a few times. If you want to co-host with me next week, or if you want to co-host with me in like 3 weeks from now, I'm not asking for a full-time co-host, but I'm just looking for a variety of people that want to talk Eagles or whatever with me on the show, and we'll do a full show. That's what I'm looking for. And I think it would be so much fun that way. A lot more fun. And I, I really, I really look forward to to doing something like that with people. Um, what else am I trying to do here? Let me see. I literally went through like a little thing here where I typed out what I wanted to talk about, kind of footnotes, past week events. Man, I can't even remember what I ate for breakfast yesterday. Yeah, I do. I subscribed to HelloFresh. I subscribed to HelloFresh. I did a week. I did a week's worth. It's like 50 something bucks. Gets free breakfast, like 5 meals. It's a little promo thing. I'm not going to do it all the time, but so far it's been very useful. If you haven't tried it, you want to try something new, uh, give it a shot. Some people are just not um, They don't want to do these subscription things, or they don't believe it, or they don't trust it. They like to do their own food shopping, which I completely understand. But if you if you have a life, like a busy life outside of your home, and you don't have time to do certain things, you don't have time to go food shopping and all that stuff. You just want to come home, make a quick meal that you have everything right there. Uh, you know, uh, some convenient stuff that has an actual menu. Go ahead, do that. Do a HelloFresh. Trust me, I'm not. I'm not I don't regret it. So I'm trying this week, and so far so good. I've cooked like 3 meals. I've cooked the breakfast. I think I've cooked 3 meals so far. Don't quote me on that. Um, but either way, some things you like, some things you won't. It's delicious. I do it for 2 people, me and Donovan. I think so far he likes one out of the 3 we've had. Yeah, whatever. Um, I don't know what else is going on this week. I feel like sometimes ever since Christmas, everything, like a million things just happened, and I feel like I just couldn't keep up with myself. you know, even man, even work's been crazy. It's always crazy, but like even go to work, and then everything after that is just crazy. I don't know. I don't know what to explain about that one. Um, Next thing I want to mention is I have no idea how I missed this. I think it was like January 2nd or 3rd. Um, and I mentioned this a few weeks ago about WIP 94 WIP's one of their main hosts that used to be on the afternoon show with John Marks. It was John Marks and Ike Reese. John Marks retired pretty much in less than a week. He announced it, and then he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to go." I can't hate on his decision for that. His decision was based off of his family. I completely understand. I get it. You got to do what you got to do for your family. For yourself and your family. Excuse me if you're watching. I'm doing something on my TV here. Okay, there was a weird menu that was on there. Yeah, John Marks was on the Fantastic Sports Show on either the second or the third. I don't remember what day. I have no idea how I missed that because I actually record every single episode of Fantastic Sports Show, even myself when I was on there. I'll never forget that moment. Jason Breland. I'm ready for you for the next time. Whenever you guys want me back, and I'll have to talk to the producers about that too. Um, yeah, I mean it's fun being there. And when I saw John Marks on there, and I just stumbled across him because I was searching for some stuff on there, and I come across him. I'm like, what? John Marks was on a show like a week after I was, and let me tell you something. It was so refreshing to see him again. Well, not see him again, but like hear his at least hear his voice again, his opinions on sports, even though half the things he say just drive me nuts. But either way, he was like after Angelo Cataldi's after he retired, John Marks became my next favorite, and then John Marks decides to retire. Well, no, he didn't retire, but he left the station. But man, it was good to hear his voice again, and his opinions, and I'm like, man, I just can't. Oh man, I just can't wait to see hear him again on something. I don't know. Maybe I'll get him on this show one day. You never know. You never know. You could invite people like that as a guest. Get him to be a guest co-host. Man, that'd be sweet. That'd be sweet. One day I'll get somebody like that on here. Um, let's see what else. The FFCL awards show. I had that on Saturday, and Saturday was a very one of those very busy days. I I worked maybe 12 hours, 12 and a half hours, and then had to rush back over here and try to get myself ready to do this little FFCL award ceremony. Had one person on live with me on the Zoom call, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do a video. Kind of think about it. I have no, yeah, I did post a video on the group. Um, yeah, so I ended up doing a Zoom call with one person, which was almost pointless because I think she just won her division. I think she won her division, and I'm like, "Oh, that's all I got for you. Thanks for coming." And then I just ended up doing a whole video. Oh man, it was like a half hour, half hour worth. I ended up just doing a whole video of things I wanted to say. Uh, you know, I guess that was a good outcome. Still, I was still able to get out what I wanted to get out and talk about, and who I wanted to mention and highlight, um, which was cool. Apparently, I don't think people got the notification on the show was going live. So a couple of people were like, "Did you already go live? I didn't get a notification." I'm like, "Ah, shit." All right. So that didn't work out too well with that. And I did schedule it a little too late. There was no. It was just sudden. I suddenly had the urge to want to do that. So I think it was sudden. It was out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do an award show." I did ask for I did ask for, supporters, so, people that was in the league or won something. I did ask them like, "Hey, can you be on the show?" Or not the show, "Can you be" it's kinda an award show. "Can you get on this thing with me?" And I really didn't get anybody feedback. I tagged everybody, but, I don't get much after that. But I got really good positive feedback when I did the when I recorded the video and I posted it. Man, shout out to you, Larry. Shout out to you. You good champ. You said you were going to take the title, and you did. Man. Um, so I really look forward to the next season. And like I said before, if you're into fantasy football, I'm really trying to look for the best in the world. Um, just go to the Facebook group. Go to Fantasy Football Championship League Facebook group. Join the group. Answer the question so I know you're not a bot. Which brings me back to what I was saying before when I said I wanted a co-host. Uh, I wanted I want to find a co-host for every single show I do. Um, Not the same co-host every day. Like I said, when I have a co-host, it's not. I don't want the same person. You don't have to do this every single week. Once in a balloon room, but I'm looking for multiple co-hosts. Like it doesn't. I'm not looking for the same person every single time. I'm looking to change it up. Every show a different co-host. So if you are interested, you can reach out to me multiple ways. I would love to hear from you. Feedback, it helps. Conversate with somebody else, going back and forth, it helps. Um, so if you're interested, you could either uh, comment on YouTube, send me a message there. You could go to the Facebook page, the Fans Nest Facebook page, send me a message there. You could also email me, thefansnest@gmail.com. Tell me that you're interested. Uh, and I'm gonna do what I gotta do to make the magic happen, make it work. Cause week week 6 here, week 6, I'm looking to grow this thing. Um, and man, if you're watching, I just just last week was the first time I actually have a different setting in here. I'm not sitting at my desk anymore. I'm sitting in my living room with the green lights on, surrounded by Eagles memorabilia and stuff. Like if you look in front of me right here, right now, you can see that's an limited edition wine bottle by I think Manos. That's when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, and next to that is the Super Bowl ring. This is for the positivity. I'm doing that for positivity because we need the positivity. Man. Anyway, before I get into any Eagles talk, it's time for the beer. So last week I had the winter chill factor, which was pretty good beer. I really enjoyed it. I honestly drank it faster than I thought I would. Um, not a bad not a bad one at all. But moving on. This week I was torn between like three different craft beers I wanted to try this week. And and then I narrowed it down to two. There's like I pulled this one out first and then there was one behind it. I was like, "Oh shit, I want that one too." But oop, I just like punched my microphone stand here. Um but I said, "You know what? The other one I'll take. I might do that one next week." I grabbed this one first, so I'm going to do this one. I'm really interested in this. Can't wait to try this one. Can't wait to describe it. Man, I absolutely love how this thing is, or how the can looks. Are you ready for this? All right. So this is called the Philly Fan Zone India Pale Ale, obviously IPA. Again, you can't really see it. On this can, it has pretty much it's all Philly. Okay, so if you're very familiar with Where's Waldo, that is what this can looks like. The whole design. Um, think of Where's Waldo, but Eagles themed. I mean, there's no Waldo in here, I don't think. But like the way the layout is, the way the can is, has fans, uh, drawings of fans here tailgating. It has a picture of the state. I mean, I don't even think that's the link. Is that the link? It kind of looks like the link, but I see what they try to do there. So there's kind of the link there, and yes, Donovan. Donovan is here. Everybody. He seems to only want me when I'm going live. Oh, this way, this way, this way. He always likes to make things difficult. He's being mute. He's just standing here staring at me. Now he says he's hungry, but he didn't finish all his dinner. He's asking for a snack. You're gonna have to wait, buddy. You're gonna have to wait. You're gonna you're gonna have to wait. He's asking me as I'm live right now. Yeah. You wanna say hi? No, he's being too shy. He's being too shy. All right. Y'all gotta see this though. This is one of these things that he got for Christmas. So wait, this was from me. He's coming. Look at this. Everybody familiar with Five Nights at Freddy's? Huh? I was looking this that way the whole time, and it looked like I was looking that way. Yeah, yeah. So if you're not watching and you're listening, he has a mask of Spring Trap. Yeah, Spring Trap. Yes. Spring Trap. Yeah, Spring Trap. It's a latex mask. All right. All right, buddy. Anyway, Have to continue doing this, dude. Kids. So so when I look at the so when I look at this can, going right back to this can. When I go back to this can, I see some fans on here that's actually somewhat familiar if you've watched games. I see Swoop. I see someone dressed as Swoop. I see Ben Franklin. I see the guy that actually dresses in all green. Um, Someone's also wearing the dog mask. Uh, there was another one I saw on here that was very familiar. I think there's this tailgate. Looks like a bus on here. I've seen it before, but there's a Liberty Bell. There's a I absolutely love this can. Has a few bald eagles on the corner. And no, I do not see Waldo. I do not see Waldo. But yeah, absolutely love this can. So I'm going to let's see. Okay, has 5% alcohol by volume. That's what I wanted to look for. Like, who brewed this? I might brutalize this name, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Surprisingly, it's not even local. Ellicottville Brewing Company. That's in New York. Okay. Well, shout out to them for brewing something for Philly. All right. Anyway, time to pour. I'm gonna open it up. Yeah. Got my mug. Let's see. It has an orange tint to it, like not the typical beer or an IPA color, but it has like this orange. I don't know if it's my lighting, and you can't really see it on camera. Yeah, you can't really see it on camera, but the it's like a deep orange tint, like a bronze. Definitely a different color. Smells delicious. All right, taste test. Oh yeah, before I actually taste it. Cheers. Mm, you know what? To be completely honest, I mean I'm completely honest every single time I taste test. All right, first of all, it is good. Second, it doesn't really taste like anything special. Like some IPAs have a certain taste to it. This one has the typical IPA taste. It has that citrusy taste. Honestly, it's not a bad thing because that's one of my favorite flavors. Actually, is it's just a citrusy IPA. I like it though. I do like it. Again, is it a go to that I'm going to go to every single time? Probably not. Am I going to finish these cans really quick before next Wednesday? Yes, I am. It's only a 4 pack. Um, but it's still full of flavor. Full. It's basically just regular IPA. And what I mean by regular is if you had a regular IPA before, there's with no additional flavors to it, except that what is it? A citrus. I can't think of all the flavors, but it's like citrus, uh, a small little tang to it, cedar. I think. Man, I really can't think of like the entire lineup of stuff that's. It doesn't say anything on the can though, of what they're trying to do with it. Like most of the time when I get something like this, it kind of explains what the beer is like. Um, Honestly, they don't have to do that with this one. I like the whole design itself. I'd probably buy this again just because the can looks sexy. I'm just saying. Just saying. Try another sip. All right. Now, close this up. I need a whole different bag for this stuff. This is my work bag. I promise I don't take this stuff to work. All right. Moving on to the show. Um, Giants. The Giants game. Do I really want to talk about this game? Absolutely not. Am I going to talk about this game? Yeah, a little bit. So last week, I somewhat spoke about this game a little bit last week. Not much. I I don't even think I gave a prediction of what the score was going to be. The reason, because this is going to sound bad as a diehard Eagles fan, but I didn't care. I just didn't care. Like I felt like after the Eagles lost to the Cardinals, I felt like they just didn't care. Like how do you lose to the Cardinals? I'm not going back to that one. So here we are. I kind of missed the first quarter. I was on my way back home from work, and starting starting the second quarter. I I'm not gonna lie. I was not into the game. I don't really know exactly everything that happened in that game, except I remember the Giants just kept scoring. I can't like I was just losing it. I just didn't care anymore. Second quarter came and I saw what was going on and I'm like, nope, not into it. By I think it was by the second or by the 2 minute warning, all the starters were out. Um I, I really I really don't know. I don't know what they were thinking. I heard things. I heard what they were thinking. I don't know what to believe. I don't want to believe half the stuff they're saying. I feel like I feel like sometimes they just say things just to say things. I don't know. I honestly 100% did not want to talk about this game. I just didn't. I had no score to it. I didn't care if they won or lost. There was speculation on whether they were going to have their starters in the game or not. I didn't care either. I didn't care if they had them out there. I didn't care if they didn't. Um, I felt like after the Cardinals loss, we just needed to just move on and say forget this whole entire uh, season even started. um, and I don't mean to. I'm not even going to jump into it yet. Um, I think it was it Brandon Graham. I think it was Brandon Graham that said that the plan already was to take the starters out by half. I want to believe him because he's such a positive guy. He says a lot of good things, a lot of positive things, but of course he's going to say that. He has his own show on WIP. He's going to have to say some of the positive stuff uh on that show. He can't say nothing negative. What's the outcome going to be if he says something negative? Um and what? All right, this is completely irrelevant, but I'm kind of in shock. I think I might have heard about this earlier. Pete Corral is out as a head coach. Wow. He is, in my opinion, he was a really good let's see, man, really good coach in Seattle. Um anyway, that caught me off guard. Again, I have NFL Network on next to me over here, just in case I find something on there that I might have missed. Um anyway, um BG, some of the things BG said was very very positive. I'm trying to remember. It was Monday. It was Monday that he was talking about this on the Brandon Graham show. He says that they know that they've been in the funk. Oh, excuse me. Wow. Yeah. So they said that they've been in the funk, and he said, yeah, but by playoff time, coming to the Bucs, trust me, we're going to bring it together. We're going to do this and that. Like he was saying all these things, and I'm just sitting there like, nah, man, you better. But it's really hard to be positive, and it's just really hard to be positive about this. I want to be positive, but it's just completely just difficult to believe what Brandon Graham has to say. Um, moving on to the Bucks, and we're in the playoffs. I'm hearing things like, "Oh, he's every team is now starting at 0-0. It's like a whole new season." No, it's not. It is not like a whole new season. I don't like that mentality. Once you lose, you're done. That's you're just in the playoffs. It's not a whole new season. You're still the same teams with the same issues. That's what it is. There's no change in that. It's just you might have a little bit more different plays going on, but you still have the same personnel in there. You got the same plays. You got the same coaches, same players. Everything is the same. So I don't know. I don't know about that mentality of this is a whole new season. I mean, if that's what's going to get you to get up off your ass and do something and win some games, then sure, go for that. I don't mean to be negative about this, but it's been a really rough month. I'm telling you. Ever since that 49ers game, I could care less about that Jets game. I could care less about that. But oh my god, ever since that Niners game, man, it's been a really, really hard time being positive about our Eagles. I mean, I expected a loss to the Niners. I didn't expect to lose every single game after that, besides once against the Giants. And then you lose to the Giants? Like, seriously. Seahawks, Cardinals, Giants twice. Those are games you should have won. Maybe not the Seahawks, being in Seattle, they're a little rough. And I don't remember the last. What has it been 11 years? I think it's been 11 years since Eagles won in Seattle. I could be wrong. But still, the last three. Ocho Cinco said something, Chad Johnson said that maybe the Eagles are playing possum. They just fell back. And then when they get into the playoffs, when the playoffs start, they're pretty much going to dominate. I can't even. I see what he's saying. I can't even believe that, to be honest. Let's see it happen. See it happen Monday night. Monday night in Tampa. It's like Monday Night Football all over again. At least the Eagles get to rest. And do I have a score that I think is going to end with that game? Do I think? I don't have a prediction for this one either. I just want the season to end. If the Eagles win this game, then we'll see. But again, if they win this game, I want to see how they win this game. If they dominate this game, which is something that we haven't seen all season, it's going to be a whole different thought right there, whole different process. But we have not seen the Eagles actually dominate not one game all season, which it just sucks to not see that. So I do not have a score prediction. What do I do have a prediction though. No one's going to like my prediction. Do I want the Eagles to win? Yes. Hell yeah, I want the Eagles to win. Do I think they're going to win? No. 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 I don't care. They beat Tampa Bay. Week 3, I think. Let me see real quick. Week 3 score was 25-11. Yeah, in Tampa. So they're going back to Tampa, do the same thing again. So I don't think the Eagles going to win this time because apparently they're just predictable. Their defense can't stop shit. And then when I'm looking at numbers right here, that's right in front of me, I'm looking at Super Bowl probabilities here. To win the Super Bowl, Tampa Bay's probability is very low, which is 4.8. To win the NFC, their probability percentage is 11.1. And I got this from the NFL website, by the way, so it's not like a ripoff from some random website. And the Eagles are lower than that. The Eagles are at, let me see, what did I say? Tampa Bay was 4.8. Eagles are at, all right, so that one didn't want to, oh, no, wait, I got it. 2.6%. 2.6% probability under the Miami Dolphins. The Cleveland fucking Browns are at 4.4% higher than the Eagles. What kind of, what is that? There was something else I wanted to read about the Eagles. So that's definitely Tampa Bay in front of me. That's definitely the Dolphins. There's the Eagles. All right. I don't remember who wrote this, but it says, and I apologize because if you're watching, I'm sorry. It says, in my model, defensive efficiencies correlate more strongly to wins in 2013 than in any other previous 3 seasons. So if the Eagles want to make a deep postseason run, they'll have to improve against the pass. No shit. Philly allowed the 4th highest passer rating, 97.6, the second most passing touchdowns, 35, and the 4th most explosive pass plays, 96 passes of 16 plus yards allowed this season. The good news, there's good news. The good news is that NGS shows the Eagles having some success in the quick passing game on offense with a 78.7% completion rate, second best. And what kind of okay. What kind of stats is these? And 6.6 yards per attempt, tied 4th best in such throws. If the offense can be effective in that realm and the defense tamps down on the explosive pass plays, they will give themselves the best chance to succeed. I'll drink to that. So, yeah, so we know what the Eagles are doing. And yeah, the offense, the thing is, the offense is playing better. The offense is playing better, except for the Giants game. I don't know what the fuck that was. Um, the I'm not going to revisit past games specifically, but they're scoring. They're getting touchdowns however way they can. It's the defense that needs to do something. The line the line cannot stop the run. The secondary cannot stop any pass play. Something something needs to change. It's not going to change. This is going to be a one and done game. Like I said, do I think the Eagles are going to win this game? No, they're not. They're not. What should happen is the Eagles going to go into Tampa Bay. They're going to lose this game. Then, in my opinion, fire all the coordinators. Don't fire Nick. That would be stupid. Every single season that Nick Sirianni's been on the Eagles, and I've probably said this for the last 3 weeks. Every single season that Nick Sirianni's been on the Eagles, he's brought the Eagles to the playoffs somehow. This is a rough. This has been a rough. It has been a rough season all season. They have not clicked. They've barely won all their games, and this last month has been the hardest. And again, the blame should not go towards only Nick. He has a new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinators. He just has new coordinators. He's already swapped Sean Desai for Matt Patricia. Matt Patricia's over here. I believe he's working on. He's working with Sean Desai's defense still. So he can't really 100% blame Matt Patricia and be like, fire Matt Patricia. Just hire a whole new defensive coordinator to replace Sean Desai, put Matt Patricia back upstairs, and try that. Oh, should I even mention Brian Johnson interviewing with the Panthers soon? Let me get to that in a little bit. Uh, Other things I keep hearing, and I know that media needs to have conversation. They need things to talk about. They need uh, they need conflict. They want to ask people to for their opinions, but what they do not realize is that they're stirring the pot all the time. And this is why I say things like AJ Brown, people like AJ Brown, players like AJ Brown should stay off of social media, should stop listening to the radio, stop watching the TV about the news about teams and players. Stop doing that because it's going to get into your head. Just answer the questions that's asked of you. And no, I'm not going to revisit the whole AJ Brown situation. That was done and over with. Um, where am I going with this here? I kind of went all over the place there. So once again, they're saying, should we blame Jalen Hurts for this? My God, you guys on WIP, I love you guys, man. I love you guys, but man, can you come up with other things to ask and talk about instead of doing this? Let's blame the whole blame game because it's fucking driving me nuts. I'm tired of the whole thing of who to blame. It's like, again, I'm going to say this again. I've said this on this show for weeks. I've said this on the Fantastic Sports Show when I was there. It's everybody. It's everybody. Don't just blame. Just don't say it's Jalen Hurts. He's not talking. Oh, that's just how he is. The man has brought us success for being who he is. Does it suck right now? Yes. This is probably the worst time of his life right now in his career. But it's everybody. We got the rookie Jalen Carter. The boy is probably tired right now, and I'm not trying to use tired as an excuse, but it's his rookie season, and in college, he probably stopped playing weeks ago in college. So he's probably not used to playing for this long. He's trying to get used to this. It's called the rookie blues or something. I don't know what it is. It's something the rookies go through. Every rookie goes through this. Um, so we got Jalen Carter. He's getting penalties. Kelsey's getting penalties. When the fuck does that ever happen? you know. Um, and yeah, Jalen is going through his issues with reading the defense. He's getting sacked more often. He can't be as mobile as he used to be. He suffered through some weird knee injury that no one knows about. So he hasn't been himself this season. Um, we have receivers that's phenomenal receivers that's dropping passes. We have an entire defense that when a ball does come their way, they can't stop a damn thing. And there's also bad play calling. So there's miscommunication everywhere. So as I keep saying week in, week out, it's the entire team. It's everybody. And what I think should happen, and I know, the by all season, all the players ain't staying. Players are, Jalen's getting paid. I'm pretty sure I think it's AJ Brown that's got to get paid. Jay, I don't know if they're going to give Jalen Carter, and I highly doubt they'll give him a new contract. He'll probably stick with a rookie contract, but there's going to be some moves done, and the biggest moves needs to be the coordinators. Do not touch Nick Sirianni. They should treat the Nick Sirianni situation as they did Doug Peterson. Like, hey, Nick, you're a great head coach. You've brought us to the playoffs all 3 damn seasons you've been part of our team. What can you bring to the table for a new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator? Who can you have? Go from there. Give him another season. See what he can do. See what they can do. Or, like I said, the Doug Peterson thing. He gives the pitch. Here's our new coordinators. Here's my plan. See what they say. See what Laurie says. If Laurie don't like it, then okay, we got to move on. This is not going to work either. What we've learned about this Eagles team recently is that we move on from coaches really quick. Ever since Andy Reid, Chip Kelly, great for the first season or two, then he tore us up, and he was out. Doug Peterson won us a damn Super Bowl. He was out in 2 seasons. Got Nick Sirianni. We went to the Super Bowl last year. And we're back in the playoffs. First team ever in the history of the NFL, I believe, to have like 10 wins, something like that. Like, first team ever. Do not get rid of Nick Sirianni. Unless there's something so much deeper going on in that locker room that the public doesn't know. If he became the one person that's bringing down the team, actually, then I understand. If it's beyond what we all know. Otherwise, he's brought this team to the playoffs 3 years in a row and a Super Bowl. And the Super Bowl loss wasn't even on him. Which brings me to the whole offensive coordinator situation. Brian Johnson is going to be interviewing with the Panthers, apparently. Good. We don't want you anyway, dude. what are you doing for the Eagles right now? I mean, yes, we're scoring, but constant struggle. It's a constant struggle. Like every single every single game, it's like you see the run is working a lot of times. Swift is a great running back. That's why you hear fans saying, "Run the ball." We see what he can do. I know. I think in the beginning of the season we're saying pass the ball, but we started seeing what was working, and you didn't. How are the fans able to see this, but you weren't? And then the play calling just so consistent. What I mean by that is the defenses were able to read what play you were doing and get to our falling apart offensive line, get through them and get to Jalen. Unless because Jalen is still nursing his hurt knee to where you don't know what plays to call because he's a mobile quarterback, but he can't be mobile right now. Oh, that's a problem, man. Ugh. So Brian Johnson interviewing with the Panthers at some point in life. Don't know when that is. Go for it, dude. Go interview for jobs you're not going to get because your time in Philly, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we're all wrong about you. Maybe maybe it is something positive to where you got this head coach interview and they see something in you or they're like, "Well, you got them to you helped the Eagles get all these wins. You're in the playoffs. Forget what the media says. You know, you helped the Eagles get 11 wins. Okay. You know what? But Brian Johnson, good luck. Good luck with your interview with the Panthers. But all I'm going to say is, man, you better help us get a win in Tampa, though. Don't do what Jonathan Gannon did and interview for a head coach position, and then you tank with us because basically you don't care. You're still, as much as I don't want to say it, you're still an Eagle. You're still our offensive coordinator. You still got a job to do. Do you want a ring or not? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you're going to take a job with the Panthers, you interview over there and say, "Hey, the job is yours." You ain't getting a win over there. You are not going to get a Super Bowl ring over there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. And I don't mean to knock you down like that. But like what how things are going right now is just pure shit. It's just not eh, the whole city is not. Oh, I can't say the whole city. The majority of the city does not believe in you. I don't. I don't. I'm like, all right, when I don't believe in you. In the beginning of the season, okay, different story. But we have not seen that since November. The way all the positive stuff. The last positive game I could think of was the Kansas City game. What was the Kansas City? I think it was the Kansas City game. Barely won that one, but still beat them. Nope, no, I'm sorry, Buffalo. No, yeah, I want to say it was the Kansas City game, in because it was in Kansas City. It's Kansas City. the Super Bowl rematch, and we beat Patrick Mahomes at home. But then again, look at how Kansas City is right now. It's like we beat them, and then they just also went down. Kansas City is going through their little struggles, like the Eagles are going through their struggles with after the Niners game. Except I think we're worse. Yeah, we are worse. God. Okay. Woosah, woosah, woosah. I just, I just don't know how else to think about this. There's just there's so much going on with the Eagles right now. I'm just lacking. I'm lacking positivity. I'm trying to surround myself with positive stuff, like 2017 memorabilia. At the same time, I'm looking at 2004 memorabilia. I don't know if that's a good thing. Um, and even last year's stuff. I got Wentz. No, I've got Hertz's Super Bowl, the gray, ugly gray Super Bowl jerseys over there. Behind me over here is, you guys can't see it, but it's the Chiefs and Eagles banners right here. This one right there. On this side over here is the Super Bowl champions banner. In front over here, I highlighted this earlier. Super Bowl champion wine in the ring. The ring. I got the ring. We need another one. So close last year. We should have beat Kansas City. Oh my god, I'll never forgive you, Jonathan Gannon. I'll never fucking forgive you. We almost always win. Ugh. Anyway, um I've just about surprisingly almost have nothing else to say. I mean, it's because it's just so stressful. It's just so stressful right now to continue talking about the obvious right now. Um, but yeah, I would. This is where if you're interested in being a special co-host on a show, you just let me know. Those co-hosts always help. It always helps to talk with somebody back and forth, bounce off ideas, argue, whatever. Um, and you could always hit me up on Facebook, the Facebook, uh, what is it, Facebook page, the Fans Nest, YouTube, or you could email me, thefansnest@gmail.com. Last thing I want to get into is future shows. What this show is going to be like after the Eagles lose. I mean, after the Eagles season is over. Um, it's going to be a little different. What I Oh man, what I plan on doing, I'm still going to have Eagles talk. There's still going to be off-season stuff to talk about. It's not going to be like the drama that we're talking about right now that's going on each game. Um, yeah, even today, I just didn't care to talk about the Giants game at all and what happened. You know what happened. The Giants just squashed the Eagles. So, yeah, moving forward. During the off season, um, I want to start something a little different. It may not be it may not be next week. Maybe it will be next week. I don't know. Something's going to change, like a little bit of the formatting here. I found another program I could use to broadcast this show. I have to tweak it a little bit. Um, but different show segments I want to do, based off of Philly. Pretty much everything, foods, foods, places, things, just Philly subjects I want to talk about. I want to show it, possibly try to talk to um, people that's part of certain things in or around Philly. Um, feature some stuff on here. I wanna do that. Gain some more interest in the local area, even those that's not from out here could at least see what's going on out here, possibly. I don't know. This is just a thought I've had recently for what I wanted to do. Of course, I can't always talk about nothing but Eagles all the time, but and beer. um, Surprisingly, even with this beer I have right now, what's it called again? Fan Zone, Philly Fan Zone. Yeah, I honestly bought it because I thought it was local. I could be wrong. Maybe it is, and it's just brewed out in New York. That was just weird. But anyway, yeah. Um, I'm looking for like local breweries, local beers, local food places, local everything that's like local, not no chains. I mean, if it's a local chain that's only a chain locally, if that makes sense, then yeah, I want to do that. Um, when I think about doing things, I think big. I don't think basic. I don't like doing basic. I don't like to be blended in with everybody else. Like, hey, he's got a podcast too. What's it about? Oh, it's about that. Oh, there's so many more podcasts that's about that. No, I don't want to be that guy. I like being different. I like to be different with everything I do because that is what makes you stand out from the rest of the crowd. I and for those of you that's watching or listening that don't know me, I was a hip hop DJ for the game. Well, I was part of his group, Black Wall Street. It was different. I wasn't just a typical house party DJ that just went. I mean, I did those, but I wanted to be different. I wanted to be part of something that made different. That made a difference. I did that. I swear, I'm like an OG in podcasts because my very first live show wasn't on camera, but it was online. It was a live show that was also getting recorded. It was called Livelihood Radio. It was affiliated with the game and their livelihood entertainment thing. I don't know or remember anyone else that did what I did. That was like a podcast, like a live podcast, like a live show. I did that in uh, 2006. Man, throwback. And then for the last year and a half, I was pondering about doing another podcast. I'm like, or something. Like, I want to do something. I want to do something unique. You know how it took me now a year and a half to figure out what I wanted to do? A podcast. I had a few ideas. I tried a couple things, and I wasn't feeling it. It wasn't working. I'm like, what is it that I'm really passionate about? I ain't going back to the music industry. I stopped that like 10 years ago. The music industry, I stopped 10 years ago. I just wasn't feeling it no more. I didn't want to do it no more. And then it just clicked. Like I said, I think I said this in my first show here. I've been listening to WIP so many times. I'm like, you know what? I'm a huge Eagles fan. I may not know everything. I may not know stats off the back, like off the top of my head. I may not know every single player's name. I may not know what all the plays are, or what each play might be called. I know what an I formation is. I know what a shotgun is. I'm just saying. Um, I'm like, I'm just going to start an Eagles podcast after I went through a few different podcast ideas. I like the Eagles. I like talk about them. But after me starting this podcast so late in the season, I had to come up with a thought like, I can't there isn't much I could talk about with the Eagles on the off season. There's things I could talk about, but it's not going to be like an hour's worth. And I want to gain more. I want to gain more more listeners, more views. And asking everyone here that's listening right now to also share, like, and subscribe, and make sure the notification tone is on if you're on YouTube. I don't know how it's said, but do that. Share this podcast. I I want to I want to do a lot of things for the people, not for myself. And yes, it in a way it is for myself. I do want the views and everything, but at the same time, I want to give back. I want to give back to the community. I want to talk about things. I want the show to blow up, and at the same time, I want to after after that uh goal happens, after the show blows up, I want it to be a platform to help other people, to help them with whatever they need, whether it's the uh I don't know what to call it. If they need to be seen or heard, or if they need help with it, something else, maybe this show could help them. I like helping. Sometimes I may not show it, but I like to help. And that's my goal. Just by the time this Eagle season ends, hopefully in a positive way. I'm not too positive about that. By that time, I want to have these different segments happen. I have these different Philly ideas, pitch them out there, hit up all these other business owners or whatever and be like, hey, I want to feature this on my podcast, and see what happens, see what goes on with there. That's what I want to do with these breweries. Like, hey, featuring your beer on my show. What's up? I'm not right now. I'm not asking them like, hey, have your beer on my show. Can I get something for free? I'm not asking for that. I just want you to know that I'm here. That I'm here. I'm kind of advertising the beer, but I'm supporting. Um, this is good stuff though. This is definitely an IPA that I could just sit back and enjoy though. It's what I'd like to do with most of the IPAs like this. Anyway, all right. So I've gone on over 8 minutes this time. So probably about 5 minutes less than last week. I'm getting better at this thing. I probably could have only ended the show with at an hour. I'm getting better. So possibly if I could get a co-host, maybe I could get the show to become maybe 2 hours. I don't know. I want to do for a lot for this show. Like I said, I'm not going to go through all that again. I'm not going to repeat myself. That'll be crazy. But yeah, that's all I got for today. So, like I said, you can watch us on YouTube. Every episode, you can go back to YouTube at the Fans Nest. You just click on the live, where it says live or the podcast, and you'll see it there. Or if you want to listen to it, if you're out and about on the road, go to Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, or wherever you get your podcasts. Seriously, search the Fans Nest. You'll find me. So download, bookmark, whatever you got to do to listen to it. As I do also myself. I listen to myself oddly on Apple Podcasts. I know it's kind of weird, but I do, to criticize myself. Not a bad thing. And what was the other thing I wanted to mention? Maybe next week, I'll have an idea of where the next show is going to go. Um, so when it comes to Monday's results, Eagles game results, um, it might determine where next Wednesday's show is going to go. How where I'm going to go with it. Um, I will keep everybody updated with what I'm doing, with what's coming up. I do plan on doing some digging and seeing what I could get. Um, so that's it for today, and yeah, and I will talk to you guys next Wednesday, every Wednesday, live 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at the Fans Nest on YouTube, or like I said, any other major podcast outlet you could listen to the shows that's recorded and uploaded there. I feel like that there's something else I wanted to mention. Man, I hate that feeling. I really do. Like I swear there's something else that I wanted to mention that I didn't put down in my notes. Don't remember, besides my dad harassing me about how the Giants destroyed the Eagles. Yeah, that's a little something right there. But I don't remember what the other thing was. Uh, yeah, yeah, okay. I don't know. Watch, the thought will come back to my head some other time where it's just not relevant anymore. Happens sometimes. Anyway, all right, that's all I got for today. I promise. Yeah, I don't know. All right, so I'll see you guys next week, or I'll talk to you guys next week. And yeah, fly Eagles fly, go Birds.